Please let me know if there's any network problems or anything. If I'm too fast, just let me know. Is there any question, guys, based on chapter 1, or you all covered? Or I shall take you through it? What's the story? Not chapter 1 as a whole. The Pythagoras Theorem, the right angle triangle.
Please take us through it.
Okay. I'm gonna write something here. I think we can solve this one. Okay. So, guys, for the first one, it's your trigonometric right angle triangle. That's your first um, topic. This one, this one, guys, you know how to solve it, right? Solving for x using quadratic equation. You know it, right? I need to be sure before I can jump to other things. Do you guys know it?
Yes, we do, but you can take us through.
Okay. Okay, let me just do quadratic equation quickly. So, and then we're gonna do solve for x, because I know they say solve for x sometimes. So if you've got, let's say I've got 2x squared plus 3x plus 2. If you've got something like this, guys, it's difficult to solve this. In fact, let me write a simple equation like your x squared plus 2x. Uh, I want something that can give me this, or I can write for x here. I want something that can give you factors. You guys know how to find factors. So it's 2 and 2. Yeah, like this. So this, guys, you know that the factors of this, it will be x plus plus 2 and 2. These are your factors. Then equate this thing to 0. So your factors are going to be minus 2, x is equals to minus 2, or x equals to minus 2. So guys, if you want to use quadratic equation, you need to know this formula. Minus b plus or minus root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. That's your quadratic formula. You need to know that formula. Please master that formula, because I don't think they'll give you the formula. I don't think they will give it to you. So your b in this case, from that equation there on top, this equation, it's your ax squared plus bx plus c. So it means the first one it's your a, and then the second one it's your b, the middle term it's your b, and then the last one it's your c. So your a, it's equals to 1. You take the coefficient of this. In front of x squared it's 1. Okay, and then your b is equals to 4, whatever that is in front of your middle term. Then your c is equals to 2. And then you can substitute those values here. So you're going to say x equals to minus, what is your b? You've got 4, plus or minus root b squared. So your b, you're going to write 4 squared minus 4. A is 1, and then c is 2. And then you're going to divide by 2a. So your a is 1. Any question? So far, so good. Any question up to so far?
No, sir, there's no question. But now, I think the equation is not a perfect square. If you can just check it. Once again, the equation.
Sorry? Please repeat that. I didn't hear it. Oh, yes. This was supposed to be 4.
The equation on top is supposed to be x squared plus 2x
Yes, it's
plus 4.
2x plus 4. I swapped these values.
Thank you.
No, but even if I, even if I make it, no, let me make this one 3. I thought it's 4. I thought I wrote 4.
It was 2. So now 2 and
And this, we didn't get to this part. But if you get to this part, that's where you use complex numbers. We're gonna get to that, not now. Let me change this to the perfect square. So it's 4x. Whatever. What are the factors of 4? The factors of 4. Uh, what can give me 4? Let me write 3. If you write 3 here, whatever that's gonna be on the side here, it should give you the middle term. So let me write 4 here.
4 times 1.
4 times 1, yes, it's 4 and 1. So it's 4 and 1. Thanks for that. Then it's minus 4 and minus 1. Okay. So it
Now
means
it's gonna be minus 4 plus 1.
the factors of this, because you're gonna say it must give you the 3x there, the 3x in the center. So it's 4x minus 1. It's 4x minus x. Yes, that's correct. Then your answers will be, this one will be positive. So now your A and B will change. Thanks for that. We're going, otherwise
That's
you're
gonna
gonna
give
have,
you minus 4 at the end.
sorry,
That's gonna give you minus 4.
minus
It'll be
4
x
here.
squared plus 3 minus 4.
Yes, that's minus 4 there. That's correct. At least you guys see these things. There's no need for me to do them. There's no need. It's 1, and then the middle term is 3, and then it's 4. What is this? It's 4 minus 4. Guys, the one that I was doing, it was gonna give you a negative square root here. Here it was gonna give you a negative square root, and then if you get to negative square root, you know what to do, miss. It's complex numbers. You'll get something like that, but then you'll get something like that, and then it's gonna give you problems. You just know that a square root, a negative square root, it's I. You must know that from Maths 1. If those who are doing Maths 1, they know. I think we all doing Maths 1, or we did Maths 1. So our B in this case is 3 minus 3, then 3 squared minus 4a c. Then our c is minus 4. Then you can calculate this. It's up to you if you want to solve it step by step, or you can just punch the whole thing on the calculator. But when you punch it on the calculator, guys, take positive first. So you're gonna say minus 3 plus root of 3 squared minus 4, open bracket, 1 times minus 4. Then the next factor, you're gonna have to say negative instead of positive here. This part, the one that I've just highlighted. Let me use orange. Or what color is this? Yeah. Let me use orange. So this part there, this is the part that I'm talking about. When you punch it on the calculator, you're gonna start with the positive, then you find that factor. Then you go, don't erase everything. Don't clear your calculator. Don't clear anything there. Just go there to that sign and change it. Put negative. You're gonna get those factors. Change it to negative.
So, sir,
Yes.
hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Is it possible? Is it correct even to just punch everything into the calculator and not take the old math rule that you must first write the discriminant,
The what?
like the number under the square root?
No, you can do that. You can simplify it further, like I did on the
The
side
number
here.
under the square root, the discriminant.
Yes, you can do that. That's why I wrote minus 3 plus or minus then square root. So you can write it, say 9 plus 16.
But then it is still correct to just punch everything.
Uh, for your, you guys are not doing maths 1, right? It's gonna be multiple choice, so obviously there's no need for you to write the steps. If they want you to show the
Okay.
steps, if it's not multiple choice, then you have to show all the steps.
All
but
right.
but for multiple choice, you can just punch this thing on the calculator. I don't think they will want you
Then
to.
find the final answer.
Yeah, then you find your final answer. with the multiple choice, it's easy because you just punch everything. And I think you guys are gonna write multiple choice. So, and then this one, guys, solve for x. This is basic maths. This example, as I don't think it's necessary for us to do this one. This is basic maths. Or you want to do it? You want to do something like this?
No, sorry. I think I'm answering for others.
I don't think
What
that.
I
Yes.
think I experienced a little problem when it came to the. I think I experienced a little problem when it came to the simultaneous equation, right? There were two ways to solve the simultaneous equations.
Yes.
So, and I'm wondering, I think the first one, which was showed in the textbook that we have, right? The first one is very tricky.
Which one? Let me go to.
Is
What
it
page
possible
number?
that they ask you a question and they specifically tell you which
Method. Which method to use?
let me just open it for you. It's two methods. The first one, the one where you have two equations, right? Equation one and equation two.
Mm.
And then the first method of solving has I think you take the first equation and you multiply it by the second one.
Give me that problem. Let's solve it. Because I don't think they can
Okay.
specify which method you must use. As long as they said solve for x
Okay.
or something. Remember, you can.
That is what I was wondering, if they could be specific.
Nah, I don't think I've never came across such question. But if they are specific,
Okay.
the only method there are two methods that you can use. It's multiplication equation. Remember, it's multiplication equation. You only use it when you've got two or more unknown values. Ne?
Yeah.
That's when you use
Yes.
multiplication equation. So another alternative method that you can use it's Cramer's rule to solve for the unknown.
Oh yes, that one.
And for and in this mechanics, you are not there's no way they use Cramer's rule. So the only method that you have to use
Rule.
it's simultaneous. Do you see these topics there? These ones.
Yes.
These are all the topics that you're gonna use. These are the all method
Okay.
that you're gonna use. They're gonna cover all these things. So there's no way they say Cramer's rule. It's only you see there, simultaneous equations with two unknowns. Those are the topics that they're gonna cover.
Yes, the problem I was talking about is I think on page 20.
Page 20. Let's go to page 20. We're gonna attempt
Yes.
that question. Don't worry. It's not a big problem. 20? I don't think.
Yes, 20.
Wait, which book are you using?
You are way past. I'm using the Keith Walker Applied Mechanics or something.
Is it the same as this
I
one?
think we have the same book. I think so.
Is it
I have that.
does it have the blue thing there? Like
Yes,
this?
it does.
What
Yes, it
my
does.
but my page 20 is this one. Do you see page 20? Let me go to page 20. You see page
Okay.
20. This is the page 20.
Okay, this must be very different books because that's not the one I'm using. My page 20 has, I think, 1 to 7% simultaneous equations, two unknowns. That's not the same.
Two unknowns. I think I've passed that
Yes.
one where you've got two unknowns.
Yeah.
Let me go to that question. I think it's somewhere. This
It's
is the
somewhere around there.
this is the one. There.
Right there you are.
Okay.
Yeah, we have very different books. It's the same thing but different pages.
Yeah, I know. I know you're using a different book. Let me write this down and show you how to solve it. It's not a big deal. This one it's easy. 3x plus 4y plus 4y equals to
Equals to 8.
okay, and then the next equation
8. It's 6x plus 2y.
6x plus 2y
6x, not 6.
plus 2y equals to
10.
okay. So here you don't have to use Cramer's rule. So this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna take the first equation. Okay, I'm gonna take the second one. In
Yes.
fact, this is what I do. I don't know which method you guys gonna use, but then there is two methods that you can use to solve this simultaneous equation. It's either this is the first method m1. I'm gonna write m1. Let me do this. Let me duplicate this. We're gonna use it. This method number one. So method number one, you're gonna make x the subject of the formula.
Yes.
So we're gonna say 3x equals to 8 minus 4y. So we're gonna solve for x there.
Yes.
So our x will be equals to,
Divide everything by 3.
yes, then divide by 3. Then this will be our equation 3. Remember, this is our first equation, this is our second equation. So equation 3 will be this one. So we're gonna go to equation 2 and put 8 minus 4y over 3 where there's x. So 6 into 8 minus 4y over 3. And then we say plus 2y equals to 10. So here you're solving for y. So we're gonna remove the brackets there. So you're gonna say 8 times 6. That's how you remove the brackets. So basically, what I do, because I don't like using calculator, I'm gonna say 6 divided by 3. You're gonna get 2. So it's gonna be 16 minus 6 and then 2. This will divide by 2. You'll have 2 there. You'll have 2 on top. So 2 multiplied by that, it's 8y. Am I right? Is this correct? Hello?
Hey, I'm looking at the. Would it not be correct if I just started by removing the denominator, which is 3, by multiplying everything by 3? Otherwise,
It's
so
fine.
having 6 times 3. Okay.
It's fine.
Alright.
But then to make it simple, because everything starts from the left going to the right. So you're starting from here going that way. So just remove the brackets there. Because otherwise you're gonna spend more time doing this. You see now it's complete. I didn't have to multiply by anything.
Yeah.
So from this part, you can add the like terms. So the like terms is this one and this one.
Yes.
Then that's 2 minus 8. So I'm gonna write, you see this 16. 16 is the same as,
Goes with 10.
goes with 10, yes. So I'm gonna take 16 to the other side. So it will be 10 minus 16. 10 minus 16 equals to. Then that minus 8, 2 minus 8, you'll get minus 6y. Right?
Yes.
Okay, let's move. I'm gonna have to duplicate this so that we can use it on the next example. Duplicate. Okay. So we had 10 minus 16. So we have got 6 equals to minus 6y, right?
Yes.
So your
Then
y
divide everything by
will be,
6 is 1.
your y is equals to 1. So you're gonna go to the simplest equation where there's y.
And substitute
1.
y with 1.
Yes.
Okay.
So the simplest one, let's take this one. Number 2. So we're gonna use equation 2. So equation 2, you have got 6x plus 2y. 6x plus 2y equals to 10. Is it 10? Or, yeah. So let's make y the subject of the formula. So y, 2y equals to 10 minus 6x. Then you're going to have y equals to 10 minus 6x over 2. Then you're going to have 10 minus 6 over 2. So you can do this. 10 minus 6. What is 10 minus 6? You're going to get 4 over 2, which is 2. So your x. Am I solving for x or y? I have to solve for x, not y.
You've already solved. You have to solve for x
For
now.
x, yes, not
So you're gonna take that other one.
the other equation.
I think the first equation is.
No, we're gonna take the equation that has got x already. Is this one, equation 3?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
x is already solved
Oh
there.
yes.
So you just,
Yeah, that's the simplest.
yeah,
Oh,
that's why I said
8
minus 4y. That's why I said you're gonna take the simplest one. I'm surprised why I'm not solving for this y, because it's already solved. So here you're gonna have
and
8.
then that is minus 4 into 1 over 3.
So you're gonna get 4 over 3.
Yes.
Then
The value of x.
to prove that you're correct, you're gonna have to go to one of the equations and substitute those values, your x and y.
Now, are you supposed to do this?
No,
Is this like
just to prove
okay?
that your values are correct, to confirm.
Alright.
To confirm, we're gonna take the first equation, 3x. You can take any equation, 3x plus 4y plus 4y equals to 8. So we're gonna substitute those values. So we have got 3 into your x. What is your x? It's 4 over 3.
4/3
Plus 4 into
plus
1.
4 into 1
It shall give you 8.
equals to 5.
All these things,
8.
when you add them, they must give you 8. So it will be 4 plus 4. It's 8 already.
Yes.
It's 8
Yes.
because 3 and 3 will cancel. This 3 and this 3 will cancel. The 3 and 3 will cancel. So there you have it. Any other question?
This is not regarding the problem that we just solved, right? I'm just asking because I am always visiting the calendar, right, on the Moodle platform,
Hmm.
and I did not see this class.
Which class?
Had I not been on WhatsApp, this lesson, had I not been on WhatsApp, I would have not found out that there is
No, I'm just
a lesson right
I'm
now.
I'm just
So
helping
I
you.
was wondering
I'm
if you
just
could
helping you
also.
guys. I'm just helping you guys. I've been helping other students, tutoring them and maths and all those things. I'm just helping you. I'm just helping you. So, is there any other question? The alternative method, guys. I don't know if you want me to show you that. The other method. Do you guys want me to show you the other method? Or we can move to cosine rule. Can you guys hear me?
So let's move to cosine rule because everybody's quiet.
Okay, sharp. I thought maybe I thought maybe it's my network or something. So the sine rule, guys. Oh, they said they want sine rule. Someone said sine rule. So the sine rule is simple, guys. This is examples from your prescribed book. That is it, Kate something something. Kate what? I took these examples from there. So this example, guys, the first one. Let me do an introduction to you. So this is how you know that it's a right angle triangle. This angle right here must be 90. That's how you know that it's a right angle triangle. And for right angle triangle, we use the Sequator method only for this right angle triangle. And we also use Pythagoras Theorem. A squared plus B squared. That's Pythagoras Theorem. So Pythagoras Theorem, this side is A, this one is B, this one is R. So let's say you are given this angle right here as theta. The angle, this angle is theta. So now look at this, guys. Let's say they say you are given these two sides. This one is 3 meters, this one is 2 meters, right? And then they ask you to find the angle theta. So they say find theta. So guys, the first thing that you do, you're gonna check how many sides you are given. So you are given two sides, A and B, and you are required to find the angle. This angle, you go and check that angle. You see that angle? It's opposite. This is how you check that it's opposite. It's opposite to what? To B. And B, okay, let me write it nicely. It's opposite to B. Okay, so this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna check. You have got opposite. You see this side, it's gonna be your opposite because it's opposite to that angle. And then the other side, obviously this one is your hypotenuse. Always the side that is opposite to 90 degrees, it's always the hypotenuse. So the other side, it's adjacent, obviously, because the other one is opposite. You check using the angle. The angle will tell you that if that one is opposite, the other one It must be adjacent because the hypotenuse is always opposite to 90 degrees. Do you get that part, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sharp. So let's move. Um, R squared. Okay. So we're gonna check the formula that has got the values that has got the values that we are given. So we are given the adjacent and the opposite. Adjacent and opposite. Adjacent and opposite. You see that tower? It's opposite and adjacent. So we're gonna write that formula down. Tan theta is equals to opposite over adjacent. So your opposite is 2 and then your adjacent is 3. So you're gonna say arctan of theta. Sorry, arctan. You're gonna say theta equals to arctan of 2 over 3. Then you just punch that on the calculator. Then you'll get your answer. You'll get your answer. That's that's the introduction to your right angle triangle. So that's it. Then you get your angle there. So my angle is 33.69 degrees. That's the first one. Then you'll have different. See this one. Look at the angle. Where is the angle? The angle is here. So now they asked you, the angle is here. Then they say find theta. You see, it's a right angle triangle. You check. It's a right angle triangle because it's opposite to that, which is your hypotenuse. This will be your R because it's opposite to 90. So now look at this. You're gonna check. What are you given? You check what you are given. You are given this value. We don't know if it's opposite or a hypotenuse. Look at this. This is how you check. You're gonna take that angle. You check using the angle. You see whatever this side is. Let me write this one as B. This one is A. Then this one is R. Whatever this side is, the one that was supposed to be opposite to theta. This side is your opposite. There's nothing there. So you can't use the opposite because there's nothing on the opposite side. So it means if this one is opposite, then it means your B. It's adjacent. Then this one will be your R, obviously. So now look at this question. You are only given hypotenuse. I want to use a different color. You're only given hypotenuse and adjacent. So it's this one, the cos. So you're gonna write that formula down. Cos theta equals to adjacent over hypotenuse. And then you write your values there. Adjacent. Adjacent is 4, hypotenuse is 10. Then you can find your theta. Find your theta there. 4 over 10. Then your theta will be, just punch this on the calculator as it is. And then you'll get 66.422 degrees. Then that's how you do it, guys. That's how you do it. Any question? Any question? No question. Question. What's the story, guys? Are you guys still there?
No, sir. No, sir. It's not a question.
Okay, you may ask.
Sir.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you. The markers.
It's not a question. I remember we were told that we need to round it off to 4 significant figures.
Yeah, if they specify that you must round it to 4 or 3 or 2, you can do that. If they specify, you can write it until the 4. Yeah, they normally specify, but then if they don't specify, it's 3 decimal. Standard is 3 decimal. If they specify, then you can write. But guys, you guys are gonna write multiple choices. So yours it's easy because you'll know if they want it in 3 decimal or 2 or 4. So if they specify, then obviously the next one we can cancel this 2 because I round it off to 3 decimal. So you can write 1, 8. And then, just a reminder for those who forgot these things. If you've got 66.4218, then they say round it off to 3 decimal. To 3 decimal. I'm just reminding those who forgot. Just because the value after the 3 decimal after the comma, the value after 3 decimals after the comma, if it's higher than 5, it changes the value, the third value. This one, the third value. It changes this one. If it's higher than 5, it's gonna increment that. So it's gonna add 1 to that. So it's gonna get 6.422 because it's higher than 5. But if it's lower than 5, it's gonna be 421, lower than 5. Then higher than 5, it's gonna change this value to 22. This is higher than 5. Okay. Any other question, guys? Any other question? Okay, I think we have to move. Then also this one, let me show you quickly. Do you guys still remember the the rules of a triangle? That sum of triangle are equals to 180. The sum of a triangle are equals to 180. You guys still remember that rule? Then a straight line is 180. This angle is 180 degrees. So now, guys, look at this. You have got a line. You see this line? It's a 90 degrees. It's a 180 degrees because it's a straight line. So they say outside, you see this angle from here to here, it's 160. So since this is a straight line, I told you that it's a straight line, it's 180. So to get that angle, let's say this angle is theta. So to get that angle theta, you're going to say 180 minus 160. Then your theta will be equals to, remember I said the sum of a triangle.
50,
Sorry?
20 degrees.
Yes, it will give you 20. So you're going to write 20 degrees there. So it's 20 degrees. Because the sum of a triangle, of a straight line, sorry, the sum of a straight line, they add up to 180. And also the sum of a right angle triangle, they add up to 180. So basically, if we've got that 20 there, if we name this angle, if we say this angle, it's alpha. So to get that angle alpha, alpha will be equals to 180 minus 20 plus,
Minus 90.
yes, 20 plus 90. Because this originally, the equation was like this, was 180 equals to alpha plus 20 plus 90. That's why they say the sum of a triangle. This is the sum of a triangle. These are the sum. Because your angle is alpha, 20, and 90. So I just made alpha the subject of the formula there. So you can add those values already. 90. So you've got 90 plus 20 minus 180. So you'll get 70. I'm just showing you how to get those angles. So this one is 70 degrees. Then now let's read the question. The question says, find length A. So look at this, guys. You see why I was finding those angles? There was a reason why I was finding those angles. They are very important. You know why? Because you go to A. Always, guys, if they say find the length, you're gonna check A. You go to A, you check the angle that is opposite to A. It must be given. If it's not given, then your R must be given and also one side. Because Sokatowa tells you that you must have two sides or you must have one side and the angle. Let me write formula down. I want to show you this. You've got opposite over hypotenuse for sine over hypotenuse. Look at this. These are your sides or your length. So this equation tells you that you must have either one side and angle to solve for h, or you must have, that's your SOHCAHTOA, or you must have both sides to get the angle. So you cannot have more than three unknowns there. You must have at least, you cannot have more than two unknowns. You must have at least one unknown. So I'm gonna erase this. I was just showing you an example. Let's solve the problem. So the problem says A. So look at the side for A. The angle, you check using that angle. The angle that is opposite to A. If it's not there, you have to find it because you don't have the other side. You only have got one side that is given, which is 6 inches. So you're gonna go and say the angle that you're gonna use is pi, it's alpha. You know why? Because you're gonna have to use the formula that says if this one is your hypotenuse r, then this one is opposite. This one is opposite because it's opposite to that angle. Then this one will be your adjacent. This one will be your adjacent. So basically you're looking for that opposite side there. Do you guys understand what I did there?
Say, would it not be correct if you just use the sine rule?
Sine rule.
Yes, because you already have the alpha.
Yeah,
You're looking for A,
sine
and
rule
you
can
have
work.
the 6.
Sine,
Okay.
sine rule can work because you've got two angles and one side. Remember, sine rule, it's when you're given at least two sides and one angle, or two angles and one side.
And one side.
Yes, sine rule can work. Sine rule can work. I'm glad that you got to that point. Hey, and we're still going there. Okay, so you're gonna say opposite. You're gonna look for the formula that has got opposite and adjacent. This one, opposite and adjacent. So you're gonna say tan theta equals to opposite over adjacent. So your opposite is 6, and then this one is A. And then your angle is gonna be equals to tan. Your angle it's 70. So you're gonna say, sorry, you're gonna make A the subject of the formula. So your A is gonna be equals to 6 over tan 70. Then you can calculate your A there. You can just find your A, just punch it on the calculator. There's nothing difficult there. So I got 2.184 inches. You must write the units as well. So you can use the sine rule if you want to. It's not a problem. You can use the sine rule if you want. Ne? Okay. Any question? Any question? Shall we move? Let's move. I'm not gonna do this one. I don't have to do this one. I'll just brief you. You see here, they are looking for y. You look the angle that is opposite to y. So basically here you're gonna have opposite. Your y is gonna be opposite because you've got that opposite angle. Then this one obviously it will be your adjacent. I told you that your r is always opposite to 90. So here you're gonna use tan again. Tan theta opposite over adjacent, and then yeah, it's similar to that one that we're doing. Similar. It's similar to that one. It's your y over 4 equals to tan 70. So you just make y the subject of the formula there. You're going to have 4 tan 70 degrees. And then you can solve it. That one, it's not that difficult. I want something that is difficult, like like this one. Like this one. You see there, now you're talking. So that's your non-right angle triangle. Remember, we're doing right angle triangle. We are done with right angle triangle. There's nothing more for me to show you. If there's anyone who has got a question, please ask before we move to non-right angle triangle. Any question? Please ask. Please ask. So yeah, so every example that I'm doing here is taken from your prescribed book because they normally use it, yeah, for your assignment, and they use it for everything basically. So you can, I'm taking example from there. So the sine rule, guys, the sine rule, you, I'm gonna write the formula down. This is the formula for sine rule. So what this means is that it's a non-right angle triangle. A non-right angle triangle, the angles are not equal, the sides are not equal. There's no 90 degrees, no 90 degrees. That's why they call it non-right angle triangle. A right angle triangle, it must have 90 degrees. So this one is a non-right angle triangle. So the sine rule, guys, you can use the sine rule when you've got, okay, the ones on top here, it's your length or sides. It's your length or sides. This one, it's your angle. Okay. So obviously, let me draw this right angle, non-right angle triangle on the side. So if you've got something like this, which is your non-right angle triangle, then this side is your A, B, C. Then this side it's B, then A, then C. The sine rule, you use it when you've got two sides and one angle. So we've got two sides plus one angle. The formula tells you, guys, if you master the formula, it will tell you that you must have at least two unknowns in order for you to use the sine rule. Or we change this. When you've got two angles and one side, tells you you must have, let me highlight it in orange. You must have this angle and also one side. It can be side A or side B. So two angles plus one side. That's your sine rule. You only have got those two. Those are the two rules that you use for sine rule. Does it make sense?
Yes, it makes sense.
Okay, sharp, perfect. So that's when you use sine rule. So you see here, I wrote something solving for sine rule there. The reason why I said solving sine rule, look at this. This is a non-right angle triangle. If you complete there, because this side is C, we'll name this one A, then this one will be your B. So which, you see here, you're going to identify what you're given. Because they don't specify whether you have to use sine rule or what. They say find the distance C or the side C. So look at this. This is an non-right angle triangle. So it tells you that you must use sine rule or cosine rule. So for non-right angle triangle, you use two rules. It's a sine rule and a cosine rule. We're going to get to cosine rule after this one. Then, yeah. Okay. So for this one, they say find C. So you're going to write C on top over that C, you must have that angle. You see, if they say find, remember guys, I told you that if they say find this side, it must always have that opposite angle. That's the angle that you're gonna use. It must have that opposite angle. It's very important. That's what I did here. As you can see, I said if you want to find this side A, the opposite angle to that A, it must be given. The opposite angle must be given. So we have got that angle there, which is 120. The angle that is opposite to C, that is going to be equals to your side. So you check what you are given. You are given these two sides. Hey, it's a problem, ne? It's a problem because you are given two sides, and you are given two sides that are not opposite to that angle. Just want to show you something. Then you write your A. The formula will tell you. If you are not sure about your story, the formula will tell you. You'll see that, no man, there's a problem here. So you'll have A over sine A. You're not given this one. Equals to B over, B is 15. Let me write the values. For your A, it's 42. Then this one is 15. And then sine, you've got sine B. You see there, you've got this one unknown and this one unknown. So you cannot use that. Also, you cannot use this one. What does that tell you? If you've got two unknowns. Thank you. Thank you. You use the cosine rule. So the cosine rule, you need to know that formula. It's c squared equals to a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos c. Because you are looking for c, this angle that is opposite to c must be given. Remember I told you before I started this problem that the angle tells you that it must be given that angle. So the cosine rule. Guys, I'm gonna write those rules down. The cosine rule, c squared equals to, the formula will tell you a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos c, small letter c. So the cosine rule tells you that you must have, if they want you to find this c, if they want you to find side c like they did there, you must have the opposite angle to that c. You must have this opposite angle. See? Then also, you must have the two sides, the other two sides. They tell you that you must have the opposite angle and two sides. So I'm going to write that down. The first rule is that you must have opposite angle. When I say opposite angle, guys, it must be the opposite angle to the unknown. Opposite angle, I'll write unknown here. Of unknown side. You must have that opposite angle of the unknown side. And the other two sides. So the other two sides, it's your A and B in this case. It's your A and B. And then the opposite angle, obviously, in this case it's C. So yeah. Okay. The sine rule, I already did the introduction. The applications, we're gonna do a lot of examples based on that. Don't worry. Then there's your, we're gonna tackle everything all at once. So I want you guys to tell me, I'll go to one problem. Then you guys are gonna tell me which method we must use. Based on what I gave you, you guys are gonna tell me. So the other one is when you're given, okay, let me erase this. The other one It's when you're given all three sides. So basically, you're given C, you're given side B and A. Then it means you have to find this angle. So you're given three sides plus one unknown angle. The formula tells you that's all. That's all. Or, yeah, that's all. Makes sense, ne? Makes sense. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Sharp. I want us to do this problem now. Let me add more paper. I will need more papers. Let me say duplicate. I want to erase everything that is here. So, guys, let's solve this problem. So, you've got this equals to your A. You're going to put your A there. It's 42 squared plus 15 squared. You just put everything there. Then 15 times 42 multiply by 2 cos theta, it's 120. Then C squared will be equals to, you just punch everything on the calculator, but your final answer, it must be C, not C squared. Your final answer, you must remove the square root. So your final answer, it should be whatever answer that you're gonna get here. Whatever answer you get, you put it here under the square root. So let's solve that problem. Let's punch everything down. So it's 42 squared plus 15 squared minus, I don't know how you guys want to do it. You can do it step by step. It's up to you. When I say step by step, I mean that you can split it. You can split it. It's up to you. The problem will tell you. If it's a multiple choice, it will tell you that you have to write which step and all those things. But you need to know all the steps, ne? You need to know all the steps. Don't take shortcuts, because if they change the problem, then it's gonna be difficult for you to find it. They can get to this. They can say end here. Then you don't know that step. It's a problem. So it's better to know all the steps. Do it step by step. So I got 57 centimeters. I don't know if you guys got that 57. To prove that this is correct, obviously, you go back to this equation. It will give you 57, obviously. If you put that 57 there, back here.
So I've got a question here.
Yeah.
Yeah, why did you put that 2 before the cos 120? Because that 2, remember, it's only 1 2.
I made a mistake with that too. I thought I didn't put it here. You see here. I thought I did. I thought I didn't put it there. It's two cos two. Yeah, I made a mistake because I went to the next line.
Yeah.
So I thought I didn't put. Sorry.
And I'm saying I got 51.18.
Yeah, that's correct. I put. And even on my calculator, I made the same mistake. I made the same mistake because I was following what I wrote there. And the first formula I wrote it correct, but then when I was substituting, you see here I wrote it correct. So this one is 2619. Then when you square that, you're gonna put square root. You'll get 51.176. That's what you got, right?
Yes.
Yeah, now it's correct. Don't make that mistake, guys. Because if you make that mistake, it's a problem. It's a problem. Any question? Any question? No message. Okay. Sharp. There's no message. We are sorted. Let's move. Let's move. We're gonna do that one. But the problem is that, oh, but this one I was just duplicating it. It's not a problem. Mm. So guys, please tell me what's this? Which method are you gonna use there?
The cos rule.
Yeah, it's the cosine rule because they want C. You see there, they say find side C. You go to side C, you must be given that angle. So, and also I told you that in the other sides, which is A and B, the other two sides. So that's that. Okay. So this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna write the C squared equals to it's the same thing, guys. A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cos C. It's easy. You check the formula. You are given these two and also the opposite angle to that unknown side. This side. So now you know what to do. From there, uh, what to do, right? There's no need for us to. Is it necessary for us to solve it? I don't think so. I don't think so. We did something like this. And then there you go. There's another one. You see now, look at this. Already I can tell you, you're given three sides. Remember those rules? When you're given three sides, you know what method to use. Already, here they want you. I forgot to write that the question. Here they want theta. Find. Let me write find theta. Find theta. So in order for you to find theta, you're gonna use cosine rule because this theta is opposite to this side. So you're gonna write the formula. Let's say this side, I'm gonna name, let me write this find theta on top here. Find theta. So I'm gonna name this side C, then this one A, then this one B. So they want the side that the angle that is opposite to side C. So you're gonna write that formula C squared equals to A squared plus B squared minus 2A B cos C. So you see in this case, you're gonna write theta there. So they want that angle. So you see now, you're gonna work. You're given this side, and this side. So clearly, they are looking for that. So let's make that theta the subject of the formula. This is how you do it. You're gonna say C squared equals to, you're gonna say C squared minus, you only,
A squared.
yes, minus A squared minus B squared. You only take the ones that has got a positive or a negative sign. You cannot take the one that is multiplied because it's going to be a problem. You see there, you cannot take this um, coefficient. You cannot take this and take it to the other side only because it's multiplied with cos. So you have to divide with that. It's a product. So you cannot transpose that. So you're going to have minus 2ab cos theta. So now you can do this. Now you can divide both sides by minus 2ab because we want to get rid of this. You cannot divide by minus 2 cos theta or cos alone. You cannot divide by this. Remember, cos theta is one thing. So you have to divide by minus 2ab. So you're going to have c squared minus a squared minus b squared over minus 2ab. then it's going to be equals to cos theta. You know that you don't want cos theta, you want theta. So theta will be equals to arc cos of this whole thing. That whole thing. Just because of space, I'm going to say x. So here, it's going to be x. That whole thing. So let me get a paper. Let me steal this one. I made a mistake. See now. Okay, let me duplicate. I didn't have to copy that. Okay. So we have got cos arc cos of c squared minus a squared minus b squared over 2a minus 2ab equals to theta. So you can substitute your values. So you can say c equals to, you go back, then you check what was your c. So your c was 160. So you write 160. I'm not gonna write the units. I'm gonna write the units on my final answer. There's no need for me to write the units, in fact, because your answer is in degrees. And then b it's 85. B equals to 85. Then your a, I think, is 120. So 120. So you can substitute those values there. So you're gonna have cos your c is 160 squared minus 120 squared minus 85 squared over minus 2ab. AB 120 times 85 is equals to your theta. So you can punch everything on the calculator, you get your answer. And okay, one more thing, guys. When you do this, please make sure that your calculator, there on top, if you're using Casio, I don't know about the scientific, but then with the Casio, there on top it must say D. It must write D. That D, the mode, that D, it's in degrees. If your calculator is not in degrees there, it's a problem. If it's written R, it's a problem because your units are in radian. Then in this case, we want the units to be in degrees. That D is degrees, R it's radian. So if your calculator is in that, if to just to make sure, just restart your calculator before you use trigonometric functions. Trigonometric functions is your arctan, cos. Yeah, if you are working with that, you must make sure that your calculator is in degrees, because if it's in radian, it's a problem. It will give you different answers. Don't try that. So does anyone get this answer? What's this answer? It's a cos 160 squared minus 120 squared minus 85 squared.
121.
Okay, 120, 85. You got 121. I got 101. Why? Okay, it's 160 squared minus 120.
101.
I got 101. You got that as well?
Yes, I got 101.23.
Yes, 0.236. Yes, that's what I got. Square everything, just make sure. I got 101.236 degrees. That's what I got.
Yeah, true.
Okay. Then, to make this thing interesting, let me show you. I go back and substitute that value. This is just additional information. So, I know that this is equals to 101.236. To make this thing interesting, when I do this, you saw what I did.
No.
You will see it just now. I cancelled. Let me show you. Let me do it here. There's enough space. You saw what I did? You saw it now, ne?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Then I say
Yes.
then I say find C. Which rule are you gonna use?
Same rule.
Sorry?
Yes, same rule. Can you the same rule? Is it cos C?
No, there's no cos C. There's no cos C. You tell me which rule you're gonna use. There's no cos C. I gave you one angle, then I say find C.
Same rule.
Yes, you can use the reason why I did this, guys, is to show you that you can use sine rule and cosine rule, you'll get the same answer. Do you agree?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Because you've got that one, it's unknown. Then you're given this side, and that angle. So you can use sine rule and cosine rule. Let's go to sine rule. Sine rule, you see, they can tell you that there's a reason why I'm doing this, guys. Sometimes in your exam, they can change this question and say use cosine rule. And when you only know the sine rule, you get the point why I'm doing this.
Yes.
They can ask you, you know sine rule, but then they can ask you to find the cosine, to find the C using cosine rule. So you're gonna say A over, since you said it's a sine rule, I want to check. Someone said sine rule, ne?
No.
How? What?
I said the same cosine rule, sir. Yeah, two sides.
No.
You don't have.
No, I'm gonna write. No, I wanted to write it. I wanted to show you something.
Sides and one angle.
You only have one angle, and I told you that yes, at least if you had this angle or this angle,
Exactly.
that's when you can use the sine. No, I just
Gonna use the sine rule.
I was gonna write it down.
Yes.
I was gonna write it down.
But you are confusing us by saying you can get the same answer by using both rules.
You were supposed to say no. No, you said yes. And when I got to this question,
No, you can't.
when I got to this question, I asked you, which rule are you gonna use? Someone said sine rule. Because I raised that. Then they saw, no man, they've got two sides and one angle. But that angle is not opposite to any side that you are given. You are gonna use sine rule if it was opposite to the side that you are given. It was gonna be better.
At least two angles and
At least two angles and one side. Yes. The side must be opposite to that, to one of the angles. Like if this angle 101.26 was here, then you would have used sine rule. But in this case, you see now, yeah, at least you argued, guys. It's good that you see these things. I'm gonna make similar mistake again. You must tell me. I was gonna write that question, that formula there. You're gonna see that you are wrong by writing the formula down. You'll see that you are wrong. So, guys, if you punch this whole thing, it will give you that. It will give you the value of C. What was C? You'll get 160. So your answer must be 160 millimeters if you punch everything down. That's how you do it. 120 squared plus 85 squared minus 2a. There's no point of me doing this. I just wanted to show you that sometimes, just to prove that you're correct, you have to put that angle there. It's not necessary. If you punch this whole thing, whatever answer it must give you, it's 160 millimeters. You must get that answer. It makes sense. Now we're gonna do one more last example because it's almost 9. This one we did it. Anyone who has got this one, guys, it's another story. That one, it's maths. It's a different problem. So let me go to this. I'm gonna pick a question. That's our last question. I'm gonna pick a question, and you guys are gonna tell me. This one is this is an example. You see, guys, they are using two methods. You see, you know why they use two methods? It's a different situation. You see this example? Please go through this example. This I'm gonna mark it. If you have got any question, you'll let me know. This example, please do it. It's very important. I'm not just saying you must do it. You know why? I'm saying you must do it because they are using two rules there. They are using cosine and sine rule. And there's a reason why they are using two methods. Because they asked you to find the angle there. They said you must find theta. Uh, and then they went on and they said find the length of the unknown side. The unknown side is this side that is opposite to 20 degrees. So now you're gonna have three sides. I think no, it's not necessary. I want you guys to do it. Then you're gonna get that side C. That's why they did C squared and what. I told you that you must have at least that the unknown side you must have that opposite angle. So after doing that, you're gonna have three sides now. After finding that side, after finding side C, you're gonna have three sides. Then if they ask you to find the angles, all the angles inside, it's easy to do that. Because if you want the angle for this, I don't know if I can write on top of, guys, do you know how to write on, I don't know if I can write on top of a PDF. I want to show you something. How do I write? Is it possible for me to write here? Because there's highlighting. I want to show you. Is it possible for me to write? But guys, you're doing EUP. You didn't do EUP. Guys, guys, we are in this together. Ow. I want to go back now. You see? Ow, guys. I wanted to show you to write there.
Add a comment or something.
No, I don't want to comment. I want to highlight. I want to write like. Okay, let me go to tools.
Yeah, no, you can.
Yeah, then it's a problem. Okay, I just wanted to show you that this four, this four. If you want to,
You can use fill and sign option. It will give you an option to add text.
that doesn't require the license or
No,
something.
no.
Okay, so I say text, ne?
Yes.
So I'm gonna be able to write to. I don't want this.
Yes.
I don't want this one. You see the way I'm writing there on the Word document, on the PowerPoint, like this. I write on top of a PDF. I write like this. The way I'm writing here. I wanted to write like that.
Not not that way. Yeah, you type.
Ish. No, I wanted to write it. Okay, no, it's fine. So I'm just gonna draw it. It's fine. But I'm guiding you. I'm not gonna do that problem. You guys must do it. So it's theta here. It's 4. Then it's 20 here. Then you've got C. This is your A. Then you've got 6. So they say find. This is the last question, guys. So they say find because it's almost 9. They say find all angles. I'm just writing this. All angles. So you need to find theta and alpha. Theta and alpha because you're given the other angle. Then you need to find also side C. So the first thing that you do, you find side C. You see, you are given two sides, A and B. You are given A and B, so you know what to do. So I'm gonna write that answer there. I want to show you something. That answer is 2.6 feet. There's no need for me to do it. FT. I just want to show you this. So now, in order for you to find alpha, alpha is opposite to that angle. Alpha is opposite to that side, sorry, side 4. So look at this. Now you know side C, 2.6. So they want you to find alpha. So look at this. Alpha, it's opposite to this. Also, you are given this 2. So now you know two sides. You see that you know two sides and opposite angle. So you can use sine rule. That's why they are using sine rule. So you're going to use that C over sine 20. You're given this side and that angle. Remember, you must be given the angle. You see this sine rule, guys, it tells you that this angle, it must be the opposite angle and the side must be given. So we have got that. So you can use that C. And then you're gonna say 4 over, because you're looking for that sine alpha. So instead of writing C there, you write this. So that's what you do, guys. Not gonna carry on with this 2.6. That's what you do. Then you're gonna make alpha the subject of the formula, whatever the story is. Then all these angles that are inside, they must add up to 180 at the end. When you add them, once you find your alpha, to find theta, you're gonna say 180 minus all the angles, minus 20 plus alpha, because it's the sum of a right angle the sum of a triangle, they add up to 180. Do you guys get my point? Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Any question?